Alrighty, welcome to another Magic Online Cube draft. It's actually coincidental that the Draftmancer servers have gone down the same day that Magic Online Cube is up these last couple days, and I've enjoyed testing out the new cube. There's been some cool additions. And what are we gonna pick one? The opening packs so far have been bad for me, but that's just my lot in life. There's a Dak Faden, a Chain Lightning, Phantom Interference is kind of neat, Coveted Jewel. Mac does love a Pick Your Poison. Chain Lightning versus Dak Faden. Honestly, I think it's Chain Lightning at this point. Dak is good, but a one-mana play is so good. All right, I'll take Chain Lightning. I went blue-red tempo last time. Maybe I'll do that again. I love the deck. Nothing wrong with that. This is good in so many different kinds of decks, so very happy to start with Chain Lightning. I mean, I guess I'm not happy to first pick Chain Lightning, but it is a good card to start on. It's a good efficient removal spell, even if it is slightly below average for a first pick. Still, it's probably better than you think. Getting to hit Planeswalkers or players, just one mana is just so good. And now there's a Polluted Delta and a Counterspell. I think fetch lands are good enough that I should just take one over Counterspell and Mox Diamond. I do like Mox Diamond as well, but I think a fetch land is better. And just getting to fix basically any color, I mean, with a little work, and have a bunch of other things like synergies with Brainstorm, fills your graveyard for like Delve cards, all that stuff. So I'll take Polluted Delta over Counterspell and Mox Diamond and see. I wonder what direction we could be going here. Well then, third pick Orcish Bowmasters, I will take it. I was like all set to take Mana Leak and get onto the blue-red train, but Bowmasters, especially after picking Polluted Delta, I am in. Let's take that Bowmasters, pass Dismember, Mana Leak, Chrome Mox. Cryptic Coat might wheel. I bet people are not up on how good that card is. That card is awesome. But this looks like a great start to me. Ooh, and there's a Bloodstained Mire here. We've got a real good start to Grixis. That's not the same as blue-red, but actually it was also Grixis last time. I still like the combination. Nothing's changed in the last 24 hours. There's an Atraxa here too, and Atraxa is a strong card, but I've got a really good start to a low-curve deck here. We'll take these, pass up on Infernal Grasp, Portent. Next time I see Portent, I'll give you a little rant, but it's not on the screen anymore, so I'll have to wait for then. Yeah, Portent's got some problems. What do we got here? Ooh, a Force of Negation? I do love that. Force of Negation is a fantastic card. Free spells are just really good, and this also stops a lot of the scarier things in Cube. Bobble's pretty reasonable with double fetch, but I still think Force is better. I don't really see a reason I should be black-red when I have two fetches. Like, I can just take, especially they're both Grixis fetches, I can just take the best Grixis card out of every pack and probably end up with a fantastic deck. All right, so here, there's three solid blue cards. There's Fairy Mastermind, Malcolm, and Kitesail Larcenist. I think with what I have here, I feel like Grixis has good enough removal. Like, I like Larcenist a lot in general, but I like it more in like a Simic deck that is going to struggle with removal. And as for these 2-drops, I kind of want to take Fairy Mastermind, because Fairy Mastermind Bowmaster is a little Mondo combo. You make them draw a card, you ping for one. That sounds pretty good to me. And I don't think I'm reanimating, so I'm just happy to take the slightly better card, I think, when you don't care about that, the discard part. I do love a Kappa Cannoneer, but I think I'll just take Ballista. Honestly, I've been pretty happy with Ballista just in random decks. It's just flexible enough that you can play it turn 2 to kill their Noble Hierarch. That's great. You can top deck it late and cast it for 6 or 8 mana. That's also fantastic. And it sits in play, does some things. I think that's a little better than Zakappa Cannoneer. Here, Easy Toxic Deluge. This card's really strong against creature decks, and even though I have some creatures myself, I'm allowed to sequence my spells such that I don't lose all my creatures to Toxic Deluge. Grixis is not the best for having its own creatures survive, and Jund or something, you can cast it for 3 when you have a 4/4. Here it's mostly I'm just going to slow roll my creatures and then deluge all theirs away. And then, all right, I'm going to get a chance to try Phantom Interference. This is basically a 2-mana counterspell, 1 in a blue counterspell unless they pay 2. And then you can also pay 3 more to make a 2/2. You can also just play it as a 4-mana 2/2. Ooh. Preacher of the Schism or Duelist of the Mind. They both have some pretty good upsides. I kind of like Duelist. 2-drops are better than 3s in general. And I've got 3/4 targeting things, and Ballista can multi-trigger Duelist. Not on the same turn, but you can spread it out over turns. All right, I'm in for that. Force Negation also makes me want the Duelist. There's a Dismember here? All right, well, I'll take the Dismember. There's some differences between drafting on Magic Online leagues and the Cube server. Let me just put it that way. Dismember's never in the pack after like 4 picks when everyone knows what they're doing. All right, Phantasmal Image is solid here. It's really good with Bowmasters. And it's not the worst with like Fairy Mastermind. Having 2 of these in play is actually pretty good. I'll take an Agatha's Soul Cauldron for the sideboard. I'll move these cards to the sideboard because I don't care about them. All right. I mean, we're basically blue-black with the Chain Lightning too, so we don't even have to be Grixis necessarily. Ooh, Fourth Year Lingus and Ragavan. They're both quite strong. One of the things that's nice about this not being a team draft for a little variety is in a team draft, in this spot with this pack, I would be pretty compelled to take Fourth Year Lingus. It's too good to pass. Here, though, I think Ragavan will be better for my deck because the Fourth Year Lingus is a double splash, and this deck's like such a good Ragavan deck with all this removal. I think I'm just going to take the Ragavan. Wow. Kind of freeing if you think about it. Here we've got a Smuggler's Copter that's looking absurdly good. I just have all these cheap creatures to crew it. I do like Stern Scolding a lot too, but I think Copter's enough more powerful. Time Warp's fine, Concealing Curtain's fine, but no reason to take anything that expensive. And Zagoth Triumph, Xander's Lounge, that would be a different story. Ooh, here, as much as I like Urza, the time is not right. I might just take Lightning Bolt. Do love me a Lightning Bolt, though Wheel of Fortune when you have Orcish Bowmasters is pretty nice. How good of a wheel deck? Oh, I have Duelist of the Mind wheel? No, this is a good wheel deck. Like, wheeling with Duelist of the Mind in play is awesome. Bowmasters in play is awesome. I also just have a lot of cheap cards. I can just play 2 or 3 cards, force one of their cards, then wheel. And I might get something back between... I can't imagine getting Lightning Bolt back, but Deep Cavern Batter or Braid could come back around. That could be funny. All right, well, I do need to pick up duels, like Raucous Theater would be nice. I'm just going to take another fetch. Fetch lands, especially a black fetch. Like, I wouldn't take a Windswept Heath here. That'd be the literal worst one. But I think a black fetch is still going to be better than a red-black tap land. We can do better than Raucous Theater. I mean, I would love to have a Raucous Theater, but I don't need to take it here. All right, here there's Dark Confidant, Brainstorm, and Prismatic Vista. Oh, Prismatic Vista all the way. With 4 fetch lands, we can just be Grixis and not really worry about our colors outside of, like, needing enough for Force of Negation. I love the way this deck's going. Passing on Black Cleave, Dark Confidant, Brainstorm. I would like all those cards, but I'm going to take a fetch land. Here, I think I'm going to take Lazav. When I said ignore colors, Cryptic might be like stretching it a little bit, but Lazav is pretty nice. First of all, I have all these fetch lands, so I'm going to have a card in the graveyard. And then also, it's just a good 2-drop in my cheap disruption deck. Seems pretty good to me. Ooh, Spire Bluff can out. No. My mana is really good. Spell Pierce is the card. I do like Spire Bluff. Proven Ground would be all right, but I'm still kind of holding out for some of the good Grixis lands. Spell Pierce, on the other hand, is exactly what we're looking for. Oh, this is like the best Treasure Cruise deck I've drafted in a long time. 4 fetch lands, Smuggler's Copter, Nathan, bunch of cheap cards that go to the graveyard. Yeah. I like Pyromancer, and this would be a good Unearthed deck, but I think it's definitely Cruise here. Here, oh, I actually think I want K-Command here. Normally I would take one of the 2-mana plays, but I have Chain Lightning, Dismember, a 1-mana counter, a 2-mana counter, Deluge. I feel like K-Command getting back one of these cards is going to be pretty nice. Serum Visions is okay too, but this is looking like a K-Command. And here I'll take Zagoth Triumph. This way I'm locking in a blue-black land, which means all of these lands become blue-black. Well, I guess the Delta already was. And I don't think missing out on Concealing Curtains is something that's going to trouble me over much here. All right, well, I didn't wheel any of the Abrade Bat stuff, but Savai Triumph, again, now I have all of these to get red-black. So, like I said, I hope I could do a little better than tapped blue-black and tapped red-black, but I know at least now all my fetches get all the colors, right? Yeah. So, because these are both black and all these are black. So now we're set on that and can just upgrade from here. Volcanic Island, Underground Sea, Badlands are the cards I'm looking for. In terms of actual spells, yeah, we're doing more than fine on that. This deck is looking sick. This is much better than the last deck I drafted. The mana's basically perfect. Having some untapped duels would help a lot. So I guess perfect is an exaggeration. But going into pack 3, I feel like if I get 2 duels, then this mana's perfect. Okay, well, now I'm going to take Raucous Theater. I might actually cut Savai Triumph, but we'll see. Ooh, Dark Confidant Wheel. This is such a nice Dark Confidant deck. Don't look at the Treasure Cruise. Don't bring that up to me. Here, it's a 1-drop. Look, you can play Dark Confidant with 1 8-drop in your deck, especially when you're an aggressive deck. You can't really play it in a Reanimator deck all that well. All right, I'm going to take Arwen. I know it's not even a league or a pod draft, it's a league draft, but Arwen still is very good against this deck. I guess I have Dismember and Toxic Deluge and Force Negation, so maybe it's not the end-all be-all. What are we looking for here? some more counters. I mean, maybe a busted card would be nice. I guess my best cards like Bowmasters and I do have Bowmaster's Wheel, so I'm even doing some broken stuff. This is very heavy on the fair stuff, but I think that's pretty sweet. These decks can work out nicely. And then a last pick Territorial Kavu. And then, you know, I'm not eager to run this card, but it's not a 0. With these triomes, it actually could potentially work. I'll think about it. Here, all right, we got another fetch land. I mean, there is also Ponder, and maybe we'll wheel Dreadhorde Arcanist, though I guess we only have one actual 1-drop. Yeah, there's also Inquisition. I just think fetch lands are busted, so I'm going to take another fetch. Don't judge me. And maybe this Territorial Kavu makes the cut. We'll see. Ooh, it's a nice little mana drain. I mean, I don't have as good of a mana sink as like some decks, but Walking Ballista is a nice one. And mana drain is just a great card, so I'll take that over. Fatal Push would be the other card I'd be interested in, but you got to take the mana drain here. All right, and here it's a pretty clear Badlands, because this makes this into untapped black, this into untapped red, this into untapped red, and doesn't do anything for those, but an untapped land is really what I'm missing here. I don't think missing out on Miscalc or Bone Crusher, of which maybe I'll wheel one, probably not. It's fine, I'll still take Badlands. Ooh, Fallen Shinobi is kind of what I'm looking for in terms of a nice way to convert these into like a lot more damage. Though this could be a Dothi Voidwalker deck. I think my mana will definitely support it. Yeah, Voidwalker is just too sick. It's just always so good. Okay, there's a Wasteland here, but I think I'll just take Mystic Confluence. I might have to cut the bob if my curve gets too much higher, but I'm still at mostly 1s and 2s. I do like Mystic Confluence a lot. Having a couple kind of pricey cards in your deck can be nice when you have mostly cheap stuff. This pack's mostly a miss, but I guess I could take Ledger Shredder. I don't think I'm going to play it. Stomping Ground might make this Territorial Kavu work, actually. Yeah, let's do that. I don't think Ledger Shredder is good. Territorial Kavu is very good if you can play it. And right now, we got 2 new packs. I'm really looking for an untapped blue land. Ideally black, but actually blue-red would also be fine. Either way, Marsh Flats and Arid Mesa both will miss, regardless of which one it is, but having one of those would be really nice. All right, here, there's a Jace the Mind Sculptor. There's a Pest Infestation, there's a Thieving Skydiver. Actually, how many fetches get Stomping Ground and these all get green? I think I might just take the Pest Infestation. When you have perfect mana, which is what these fetches do, perfect, obviously, subject to some caveats, I think having Pest Infestation is just going to be a lot stronger. Oh, and Jace is really good here. Yeah, I'll take Jace over Collective Brutality. So we're not getting a Steam Vents or any of or Underground Sea, which is like the only knock is I don't have that. Oh, Bayou? Bayou's nice. All right, now this green splash is basically free. Basically free, he says. And is it free enough to play a Delighted Halfling? Probably not, though. I mean, without even adding any forests, with 1 forest, I have 8 untapped green sources. Yeah, that's actually good. How did our perfect Mana Grixis deck turn into a Delighted Halfling deck? Who knows? Who knows? I guess that's what happened when you take a lot of fetches. Oh, I do love a Lingering Souls. I think Underground Mortuary is still probably the pick. So we're kind of like Domain here. Do I have any cards I want to play? Oh, Noble is nice. Why is there Noble 3 cards in the pack? Who knows? Again, I'll take Lazav out. I'll take Abrupt Decay, which I may or may not play. Let's see. I need to cut a couple cards here. Let's take a look. I have 12 non-basics. That's pretty sick. My curve is really nice. I mean, I do like Bob a lot. I think Wheel is going to be good for all the reasons I said earlier. I guess I could cut Phantasmal Image. It's pretty good with Bowmasters. It's okay with Fairy Mastermind or Duelist. It's good with... I mean, I guess I have kind of a lot of things. Maybe I could cut Ballista. It's good with Mana Drain is like the biggest argument in favor of Ballista, but I picked up Mystic Confluence, Treasure Cruise, Pest Infestation's nice with Mana Drain. And I need to cut one more card. Dismember costs 1. I don't want to cut any of those blue cards down there. Yeah, I don't think I want to cut any of these things. I think I will cut the Phantasmal Image. Just, I think, the weakest card. I like Dark Confidant still. All right, this deck's pretty sick. I like the way this turned up. And let's hold on, let's just add all these. So now, mana-wise, I get to add 5 lands. I have a Prismatic Vista, so I guess just 1 of each and then 2 islands is probably good. Let's double check our work here just in case. So we have blue, because that's the one I'm most concerned with. Blue, blue, blue. Arid Mesa does not get blue because it can't get Zagoth Triumph. Mire gets blue. Island, of course, island. Marsh Flats. Okay, so I only have 7 blue sources, so that's not ideal. That probably means I'm going to cut Underground Mortuary, I think, for another island, because I'm sure I have enough green sources. So this is 8 blue. That should be enough, especially with Noble. I mean, I'm confident I have enough of the rest. I mean, I can count, I guess, here. Look, Badlands, Arid Mesa, these are red sources. Mountain. I mean, the Prismatic Vista makes me want 1 of each basic at least. Yeah, we can stop already. That's enough red. And then all of these are green sources, or all of these are green sources. Yeah, because of that Stomping Ground. 3, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I have tons of green. And then black should be more than enough. All right. Pretty cool deck here. Let's sort by mana value. The very late green addition, but when you take lands that highly, that's where you end up. And I think this deck ended up being really nice. I mean, we'll see how it plays out, but Force of Negation, Spell Pierce, Mana Drain, Phantom Interference are all really good against spells. Same with Mystic Confluence. I have K-Command, Pest Infestation against artifacts, and against creatures I have Deluge, Dismember, Chain Lightning. The counters still work, Bowmasters, and then card advantage with Treasure Cruise and like K-Command and the wheel combos, plus a lot of really high quality creatures. I like where we ended up. All right, here we go. Time for round 1, and I'm going to keep this hand. Noble Hierarch looking pretty good here. Turn 1 Noble. I'm out on the draw, which makes it a little tougher, but turn 1 Noble, turn 2 Smuggler's Copter plus Raucous Theater into Bowmasters and some counters. I could also potentially leave up Phantom Interference on turn 2 instead of playing the Copter, but most of the time I think you just want to play Copter there. All right, they mulled to 6 and they went Mountain into Voldaren Epicure. Yeah, that's interesting. Dismember gives me another thing to do here. So, do I play Copter or not? I'm leaning. Well, we'll see what they do. I guess if they don't play a second land, that's a different thing. They're cracking Clue right away or Blood right away. If they discard a big creature, I'm definitely not, like a Gristlebrand or something. I'm definitely not playing it. Oh, they discarded Generous Plunder, so they mulled to 6 and kept a 1-lander. Oh, I'm just going to play the Copter then, if they don't have a second land here. I could Bowmasters their thing, but I don't even think that does anything. And yeah, I guess I'll put Wheel on top. I have this Bowmasters. I mean, they're stuck on 1 land, but even if they weren't, this is a pretty great draw for me. Like, I've got a counter into, oh, there's their second land, a bunch of removal, and I have next turn going Bowmasters plus Phantom Interference into Wheel of Fortune. Seems like it's probably going to get the job done. Magda the Horde Master. All right, so land. I'm going to play the Bowmasters now because I want to kill the Voldaren Epicure. Though the reason, more importantly, I want to crew the Copter. I'll crew it with the Bowmasters, so I'm not blocking with that thing anyway. Then attack for 4 here. And discard, Mana Drain. I don't think there's many worlds where I end up casting Mana Drain here. And then pass. And I'm not even scared of playing out the Bowmasters. Normally you'd want to maybe like hide it in your hand so you can end of turn do it and then wheel, and they don't have as much of an opportunity to kill it. But I suspect Phantom Interference is going to be enough to protect it. At least that's kind of what I'm thinking here. But we will see. All right, and then, yep, there's Stomp on the Noble. Interesting. All right, well, either way, I'm going to counter it. But that's they're more. I guess if they don't have a way to draw extra cards, the Noble is my only blue source, and I discarded Mana Drain. Yeah, I think that's probably a good play from them. Okay, so they make a treasure, and then I win the game. I mean, this is just straight up lethal here. A turn 4 kill, not bad. I comboed immediately. Did I not? Draw. Play Marsh Flats. Play Wheel of Fortune here. Boom. And they might concede so I don't see their hand. I guess not. Yeah, they're mono red. And they have Laelia, Firebolt, Scrapwork, Mutt, Headliner, Scarlet. Okay. Against mono red, I don't think I want Image, but Ballista might be good. I guess they didn't have that many 1 toughness creatures. Abrupt Decay is probably good. Can I pull off Arwen? I have Arid Mesa. If I put a Plains in, what I could do maybe, because Arwen is really sick against them. Oh, Invigorate's probably good too. What if I put an Arwen Invigorate? Add a Plains, and I also have the Savai Triumph that gets white. Cut an island. Cut Force of Negation. Cut Spell Pierce. Maybe, do I cut another island? No, I think 2 islands is still probably good, because all my other lands produce all the other colors at a better rate. And I don't think I want Ballista. Yeah, I think, oh, Dark Confidant has got to be worse than Walking Ballista. Yeah. And there's also Lazav. No, and I think I like the Wheel for the combo potential. It's a nice way to steal games. All right, sided into Arwen. I didn't really expect to do that. Ooh. I like this hand. I'm going to keep this. It's a 1-lander on the draw. But, you know, we saw how well it worked out for them to keep a 1-lander. Let's go Meyer. Oh, actually, no, let's not even pass. I'm not getting a Triumph here. I'm going to get Stomping Ground and cast this. Though, actually, I guess I could have gotten Bayou. Yeah, maybe that would have been better. I have Invigorate here to counter their thing if they have one. Okay, Magda's pretty good. Oh, Dothi Voidwalker. Oh, that was a reason to get Bayou. Let's play Territorial Kavu. Oops. Off of... See if I can figure this out. Off of these. And then this way I can probably discard the Mystic Confluence when I attack next turn, but we'll see. It's just not looking like Mystic Confluence is that likely. Oh, should I have attacked there? Make it look like I was just being an idiot and then boom, Invigorate? That probably was the right call. I haven't really played with Invigorate a ton here, but it is telegraphing that card, but this is like the first day of the cube, so I don't know that people are even thinking about that sort of thing. Okay. A nice Sultai hand here. So I'm missing white and blue from the Kavu being bigger. I don't have one land that does both, but I do have some. Okay, a Braid. And then you gain 3 life. Yeah, this is still pretty good. A 0-mana counter to their spell. I don't really care about them gaining life. I certainly don't want my Kavu to die. And do they have a third land? Oh, they have Gaia's Cradle. Okay. Well, I would like to kill that at some point here. Let's draw... Oh, Dismember? I like Dismember. Let's attack first with the Territorial Kavu. I'm going to kill the Magda this turn for sure. Discard a card. I think I discard Toxic Deluge, actually. I'm about to have a bunch more creatures in play. Ooh, that was nice. Let's just get Swamp here. I did kind of mess up with not fetching Bayou because then I could have gotten Island, but this is still okay. And then kill the Magda with a Voidwalker out. I don't know that I'm going to want a Voidwalker to Magda, but I like getting Voidwalker into play. And now I need my next land to produce blue in order to cast Confluence, but I think that's okay because I still have this Kavu. I can just discard the Confluence if I need to. Seems like getting a Voidwalker out's a lot better than getting a Bowmaster's out, especially when there's no target for Bowmaster. So we'll see. All right, Laelia Zblade Reforged. Okay, that's not bad. I've taken a lot more damage. I mean, they got to attack here. Yeah, they exiled a Burst Lightning. Huh, okay, they can kill the Dothi Voidwalker off the treasure token. That's pretty good for them. What am I hoping to do here? Well, I'm certainly going to take 3, so I guess that's the place to start. And I assume they're going to Burst Lightning the Voidwalker. They could kill the Noble, but that seems kind of wild. All right, I take 3. I'm at 9. Draw. Oh, let's attack with the Kavu. Discard this Mystic Confluence. And hope to draw a land. Alright, it's not a land, but Copter's not nothing. Let's play Copter. And what I might do this turn, we'll see what Lelia exiles because I can make that decision first, is play Bowmasters to crew the Copter, ping the Lelia down to basically a 4-3. Ooh, they have Headliner Scarlet as well. Okay. How much damage is this? 7? Well, if they don't hit a burn spell, then I might actually win this game. Because Bowmaster Wheel, like I said, way to steal games. Let's see. The Exile of Mishra's Research Desk. That's actually kind of perfect because presumably they're going to play the Research Desk. And hopefully they don't have Fire Blast. I'm at 2. They're at 15. They're probably feeling pretty safe. Oh, there's the Research Desk. Let's do it. Bowmasters. Boom. And my last card's Wheel of Fortune. That's really lucky. All right. Next turn, let's draw Arwen. I would have actually been pretty good, but let's Wheel of Fortune, and well, we cheesed them out twice. That's nice. I mean, that's kind of how we drew it up, and here we go. Bowmasters gets to auto yield, and this Orc army, unless they hit Fire Blast. I guess that's the only thing, is if they drew Fire Blast off the Wheel of Fortune, you know? Oh, they did! They drew Fire Blast. Oh, that is sick. And I didn't have an opportunity to play a land. All right. On to game 3. Wow. That's a wild ending. All right. Do I want Force of Negation in light of this new information? Or Spell Pierce? Not really. I just don't think those cards are that good in this matchup. So I'm just going to play first. All right. I think I'll keep this hand and hope Raucous Theater finds me something good. Raucous Theater. Looking for almost any spell. Wheel of Fortune would also be particularly good. Oh, Wheel of Fortune, Dothy Voidwalker. That's kind of a combo. You get to play Dothy Voidwalker and then wheel, and if they discard something good, you get to cast it. Mountain. Oh, geez, Mana Crypt. I'm probably going to lose now. Wow, what a swing. I thought I'd won the match, and now I've lost the match. It's in the span of like 30 seconds. Okay, Runaway Steamkin into... Yeah, that's a lot of stuff. Okay, Pluto Delta is kind of nice, because I think one of the ways I have to maybe get something going here is I'm going to get Bayou and play the Voidwalker so that I can cast Invigorate still. Because if they try to use a burn spell on the Voidwalker, then I get to Invigorate, save it, and then use the burn spell to get them. Plus, I mean, maybe I can hit them for a bunch of damage with this Mana Crypt. We'll see. They won the flip. Well, I surveilled a land and drew a land, so that's not an ideal start to my 5-land hand. Wheel of Fortune's still good. I don't have blue mana right now, but the way I've sideboarded, I don't need blue nearly as badly. Arid Mesa, unfortunately, does not get blue. All right, they're going to crack the Research Desk. Exile some cards. Oh, it even gets exiled immediately because of Voidwalker. That's pretty nice. They hit Monastery, Swiftspear, and Mountain. Oh, they're just looking for the land. So they play Mountain. I mean, I think I'm pretty behind here, given that they started on Mana Crypt, and I have one spell in my hand. But we'll see what they Mana Crypt into, or they accelerate into with Mana Crypt. It's kind of a bad sign for me they took the Mountain there, because one of my hopes is that they don't have a lot of spells, but if they're taking the land, they kind of do. Forlorn Epicure. All right, get pinged. You know what would be a good draw? Pest Infestation. That would be a pretty fantastic draw right about here. I mean, crack the Blood Token. That would be nice. It's kind of hard to have a hand where you want Mountain over Swiftspear, but also want to use Blood Token in the same turn. But we'll see. And then Abrade the Voidwalker. All right. Save the Voidwalker, and then I can kill the Steamkin. I think that's going to be my plan here. because the Braid gets exiled. All right, well, I'm glad I fetched the Bayou, even though I did cut myself off of blue. So I'm at 15. They have 3 cards in hand. Yeah, I'm pretty far behind, but if I draw a spell to play this turn and next turn, then, you know, I might be back in it. Wheel of Fortune would probably be my best draw here. Arwen would not be far behind, though. All right, let's get a little action. Territorial Kavu, maybe? Oh, Treasure Cruise. Good card, but I don't have any blue mana because I had to make that the Bayou play. Okay, let's say a Braid. Deals 3 damage. Kill the Steamkin. I could kill the Mana Crypt, but I don't think that's a winning move. And play Arid Mesa so I can get Savai Triome, I guess. Here's where having another blue land would have been really helpful, because Arid Mesa getting a blue land and then getting to cast Treasure Cruise could bust this game wide open. Oh, they're using their blood token. That's a good start for me. And I got to eat the research desk, basically, with the Voidwalker, so they only got 1 use out of it. It turned into, like, a little cantrip. Okay. Chandra, Torch of Defiance. Ew, that's pretty tough. I don't have a lot of ways to deal with that. What do I have to deal with that? No, very little. All right, I think we're going to lose this round. Wow. Went from, oh, we got them with the Bowmaster Wheel, to, nope, you are dead. Fire Blast you, and then Mana Crypt versus, well, I'm kind of a Mana Crypt over here too. That's all I got. If I draw blue and I cast Treasure Cruise, it costs 3 still. I have a chance, I guess, but it's not a very big one. They're down to 2 cards in hand. They exiled Firebolt. Okay. I'm about to be at 11. I'm not loving it. But, you know, honestly, I think it's pretty neat that I got Fire Blasted out. That's cool. That's a little bit of justice for me giving them 7 new cards. Okay. Bowmasters is pretty good. That's probably one of the better cards I could draw. Let's send the turn. Mana Crypt. They won the flip. And they get to Chandra here. Like, yeah, this is going to be tough. I mean, if I draw Wheel of Fortune and the Bowmaster survives, they've used their Braid already. Let's see what they flip. Lelia the Blade Reforged. Oof. Not ideal. Not ideal, I tell you. Okay, let's see what Lelia hits on their attack here. Land then attack with Lelia? I disagree with the sequencing a little bit there. Okay. Exile the land. See? There we go. They just have 1 less land in hand. All right. Well, I'm just going to have to do this. Cast Bowmasters. Ping the Voldaren Epicure. I don't think I'm even going to chump the Lelia. I want to attack the Chandra. But I certainly can't afford to take damage off the Voldaren Epicure here. And I'm going to go to 8. And then after I go to 8, I hope they don't have any more plays. And I draw Wheel of Fortune. Easy. Let's see, they have 3 mana left. I mean, there's a lot they could have here. Arc Trail those 2. I mean, even just killing the Bowmasters is kind of enough to put me out of business here. I also don't have that many good draws. I guess, like, a way to kill Lelia would be a start, but if they have another play here, it's just going to be hard for me to imagine winning unless I draw, like, the best possible, like a Wheel of Fortune or a Pest Infestation. All right, Abrupt Decay is a way to kill Lelia, I guess. Let's play Plains. Attack Chandra. I mean, it feels like they have a play because they've been kind of thinking a while each turn, but maybe they don't. All right, this puts Chandra to 4. So here's my path out. Now that I've drawn Abrupt Decay, I get to Abrupt Decay Lelia. Hope they miss on Chandra, but they don't need to minus on the Bowmasters. They can just keep plussing Chandra. If I draw blue, then the Treasure Cruise is pretty affordable. It's only going to cost 2 mana, which means I'll get to make another play in the meantime. And they have 3 mountains in hand, and their top card's going to be a mountain, is what I'm saying here. So we'll see if that ends up being the case. I suspect it won't, but you never know. Exile the top card, sure. Fiery Confluence? Okay. I guess they can Fiery Confluence me for 6. They can't do a full 8 because they give up the 2 damage from Chandra if they don't play the card, or if they play the card rather. So now they're just going to nug me for 6 with it, I would imagine. Unless they have something better to cast, in which case I'm also dead. Alright, I mean, I'm technically not dead here. Yeah, I'm just going to Abrupt Decay the Laelia here. Oh, it hit 1 to each creature. So I'm taking 4, actually. That's still probably a better play than nugging me for 6, because that way, if I draw Wheel of Fortune, they don't die. So I think this is going to still put me in a pretty tough spot. It does give me 1 more turn against the Chandra, I guess. They still have 3 cards in hand. I mean, all right, they didn't play anything. I guess if I draw blue, I might get some options. All right, that'll do it. I don't think I have any way out. And, wow, what a comeback. That was an interesting match, though. 0-1, but you know what? Let's keep going. I had to take a break just to recover from what happened in round 1. No, that was really good. That was, I got to say, that was impressive. But you know what? We're going to try to finish strong with a 2-0 here. Not with this hand. Not quite. This hand's close. But, wow, Fire Blast, you know? Sometimes they got you. Yeah, I'm definitely going to keep this. Going to put Forest back here and start with Raucous Theater. Look for, I guess, blue. I don't even know how badly I want to keep blue. Oh, I'll keep Pest Infestation. That one sounds fine. And then I have turn 2, Dauthi Voidwalker. Turn 3, maybe I'll cast a Pest Infestation for X equals 1. Playing as white-green. Yeah, Mana Dorks. Okay. So, Pest Infestation, not necessarily the best, but there's a lot of artifacts and enchantments around. Maybe they portable hole the Dauthi Voidwalker. I mean, who knows? If I draw a blue source, casting Duelist isn't too bad, though. I guess I will trigger it off Pest Infestation. And I guess I hope I get to cast it next turn, the Pest Infestation. Otherwise, I could draw a play, or I guess I could play Stomping Ground, Cycle, Savai Triumph. Huatli doesn't really get hit by Pestorino here. Got a Swamp, so we're playing against Abzan. See if we can get a play here. I wouldn't mind a Bowmasters. Killing Noble Hierarch would be pretty nice right now. Oh, Chain Lightning. It's kind of interesting. I certainly am going to cast Chain Lightning. The question is, what do I cast it on? And I could kill Huatli. Yeah, you know what? This sounds pretty good. I'm going to kill Huatli with Chain Lightning. And then I'm going to Dauthi Voidwalker the Huatli and play a Duelist of the Mind here. That seems pretty reasonable to me. Sack this. Choose Huatli. And get to play Nathan. I can't flip this. It wouldn't be a very good idea. So I won't be doing that. But I will be happy enough to get a 2-3 into play. And it fixes my blue mana. And then if my opponent plays something that I can target with Pest Infestation, that would be excellent. But I also have a lot of targeted effects, a lot of things that commit crimes here. So I'm happy enough, with plenty of draws. I could also cycle Savai Triumph if I wanted to. All right, opponent plays their Swamp, and let's see what they've got. If it's like a Shieldred, I'm in trouble. Honestly, even killing Nathan puts me at not a whole lot of action here, but if they play something I can blow up with Pest Infestation, that would be really great, and I can always top deck a good card, right? All right, what do you got? Valky? So they probably have Bring to Light in their deck if they've got Valky. Though right now it's not going to do anything. It's a 2-mana 2-1 that they got to look at my hand. That was it. Though I'm pretty glad I made this play last turn, because that way, otherwise Duelist would have gotten stolen. So I'm glad to not have that happen. And then next turn, I could play the Savai Triumph. I could cycle it. I'm not sure. No attack, of course. And a little bit of action. No. Let's cycle. I guess I should cycle it now because That makes Nathan hit for an extra point of damage. Oh, Toxic Deluge is really good here. Let's hit, and I guess I can hit with both. You can double block Watley, but next turn Deluging for 1 at least kills these two, and it might kill Evolved Sleeper. I might have to Deluge for 2, but I would be pretty happy with that. If I can snipe all 3 of their creatures for 1 card, be pretty good. Okay, well, they're pumping the Evolved Sleeper, so unfortunately it looks like Evolved Sleeper is going to level up. I was hoping that they would just be playing more creatures instead. That would make this Toxic Deluge a lot better. I mean, I still could Deluge for 1 because killing Noble's pretty good. It's a little annoying here. Okay, so they're smashing for 4. I will take it. And I could trade the whole board off. I don't think trading Duelist of the Mind plus Watley for Evolved Sleeper is necessary, especially since... Wow, Lotus Field? Okay. Did not expect that one. Especially since Pest Infestation here will do a pretty good job of chumping the Evolved Sleeper. But we'll see. Okay, command. Okay, command is kind of interesting. I have 4 cards in hand. Interesting. Let's go... I'm going to want to hit with Duelist no matter what. Probably Watley. I could K-Command to kill Noble and get back Dauthi Voidwalker, and that would trigger Duelist of the Mind. And if I draw black, I could play the Voidwalker. I could also chump Evolved Sleeper with Watley and then K-Command to kill the Evolved Sleeper. I could also just do the Deluge thing. Now that I've drawn K-Command, it becomes a little bit more appealing to just Deluge for 3 here. I don't know if they're going to pump Evolved Sleeper, though. This is pretty tricky, because I think what I'm going to do is go K-Command, return target creature from your graveyard to your hand, deals 2 damage to any target. So I'm just going to get back Dauthi Voidwalker, kill the Noble, trigger Nathan. If I draw a black source, I can play the Voidwalker. I can discard the Forest, most likely either way. Oh, well, that actually worked out really well. All right, so kill that. And then if I wait till next turn, Dismember will also trigger Duelist of the Mind. And now they can't make their Evolved Sleeper big enough to survive. I think I'm willing to just pass and see what they do, because if they try to pump Evolved Sleeper, I can Dismember it. I have enough life that I think I can just take a hit first too. All right, so they have an island, so they're at the very least 4 colors, or at least we've seen black and green cards, a blue land and a white land, so we got some assumptions we can make. And are they going to play a new... Because if they play a new thing, I could also just go the other direction and just Dismember everything. Or, sorry, Deluge everything. It'll kind of depend what they do here. They have enough mana to pump this and have 1 left over, but if they were pumping that, I guess they could maybe leave a black floating. Oh, playing Gix. Okay. Gix is fine. Into... kill Duelist of the Mind. Into Exhume. Well, I have a Nathan in play. Let's go Dismember. And I think I Dismember the Gix. Yeah, I think that's actually the one. And then... Oh, I guess it kind of doesn't matter. Oh, I should have dismembered the Evolved Sleeper because Exhume's going to get their thing back, but it also gets the Voidwalker back. Oh, and they just scoop. Well, welcome to Magic Online Leagues. Do I want to side in Abrupt Decay? It looks pretty good against them. And I think my mana supports it well enough. Spell Pierce did not look very good against them. And Phantasmal Image? Maybe, maybe not. Ballista? I think I like this. We'll try this to start with. All right. In this game, we're going to keep this. Oh, this hand looks a little like the... seen K-Command and Jace and, Savai Triumph, though I guess we didn't have Triumphs back then. It reminds me of the 4-color, Dark Jeskai deck back when Khans of Tarkir ran with, Mantis Rider, Jace, K-Command, Crackling Doom. Yeah, that was a fun deck. So I've got 3 different 2-drops. I could play any of them on turn 2. Dothy Voidwalker would require me to get a second swamp. The only downside to that is I'm not getting a forest. I'm kind of thinking I just play the Jace, but it'll depend what they play. Outland Liberator, that doesn't really change a whole lot. Also, if I draw a green or black source, yeah, now I could just play the Voidwalker. Now I think I actually do, because getting a Voidwalker out when you're going to cast a K-Command soon seems pretty good. And next turn I can... Also, my hand's good enough that I guess I don't mind having Jace out. I really don't want to fetch a swamp with this if I could avoid it, because then if I draw a green card, it's just so bad. But this looks pretty good, because there's a decent chance I'll be able to kill... Oh, are they going to flip their Liberator? I mean, they're probably going to play something here. Anyway, there's a decent chance I can kill what they play this turn with K-Command, but even if not, I can kill the Outland Liberator. Yeah, okay, they do have something. An artifact here would be really funny. Okay, well, they also have a bunch of heavy black cards in their deck, and they don't have any black sources in play. All right, well, I don't want to play Smuggler's Copter. let's avoid playing that. That's because when the Outland Liberator attacks, or now the Frenzied Trap Breaker attacks, it just blows something up. And I think I will play the Jace. I don't think Fairy Mastermind does a lot for me here. And Jace is kind of nice. I can loot away Copter because this thing just kind of owns the Copter. Sets up a K-Command nicely. If I want to get a card out of K-Command, I could make them discard, or I could just discard a creature and then K-Command it back. Though making them discard sounds pretty good too. Next turn also, I could just play 2 spells. I could play Copter Mastermind, and then this flips back, and if they want to sack it to kill the Copter, that's one thing, but as long as they can't attack and kill it for free, that would just be nonsense. They played Yavimaya, which A, solves my green issue, and B, is really funny because Urborg, the black version of this, would actually be what they're looking for, because they could cast Gix and Evolve Sleeper and all this stuff, but instead they're just on 4 forests, and I don't know what the white's for. We haven't seen that answer yet, but it is just kind of funny how that ended up. Oh, and they conceded. All right, well, that's a bit of a beat, but I did think, given they can cast black spells, I was in pretty commanding position. Let's get to round 3. All right, let's see if we get a slightly more competitive match, but I want to close this out. And yeah, we'll keep this hand obviously a bit mana heavy, given that it's got 4 lands and a Delighted Halfling, but turn 1 Halfling's pretty strong. I have perfect mana thanks to the 2 fetches. I mean, Bayou and Island are already 3 of the 5 colors anyways, and K-Command is pretty good. Spell Pierce can be good. I mean, I generally would like to have that available early, but there are some decks that Spell Pierce falls a little short against. So we'll see where things end up. Once Upon a Time. I would Spell Pierce that if I could, actually. And let's see what they grab with that. What I'm hoping to draw here is just a reasonably sized creature. Swamp is what they got, and they're going to play a turn 1 mana dork. All right, well, I guess we're playing kind of the mirror. Well, let's get Badlands here. Oh, actually, I should have maybe gotten a mountain with the Prismatic Vista because of Surveil lands are just really strong. All right. You discard a card, deal 2 to Halfling. I just don't think I should let them have a mana dork here when I can kill it. So I'll take my little 2-for-1 and move on. Hope to draw something that with a little bit of oomph to it. We'll see if we can manage. Have 2 good reactive spells too, so I mean, drawing Pest Infestation was pretty nice. If I draw another good spell, oh, they discarded Arbor Elf. Interesting. So Swamp in hand. I guess they didn't need the acceleration off Elf. They have another one, or just have mostly cheap cards. Oh, kill my creature. All right, sure. Oh, wow. Dark Confidant was just an amazing draw, and they just killed my Halfling, which I don't care about at all. And I have Spell Pierce up. They just played an uncounterable one, so they can't have another one that's uncounterable. All right, Bristly Bill, sure. They have a 3/3, but Bob is just going to get the job done. Wow, this was one of the best cards I could have drawn. Let's go. And do some Flipperino. I hit Smuggler's Copter. I didn't even reveal the Bowmasters. Very nice. I don't want to get a swamp with this or an island. Maybe I've got red. Yeah, I'll get another island. That's fine. Play Copter, leaving up Bowmasters and Spell Pierce. And ship the turn. I'm not really interested in trading here. Because I could attack with Bob. They'd probably block, and then I could Bowmasters to finish it off. But I want to draw some more cards off Bob. Not that worried about Bristly Bill. What I think I might do, given that that's just going to keep getting larger, is I'll crew Copter and block. I'm committing to not using Spell Pierce this turn, because I'm gonna want to play Bowmasters end of turn. All right, that's fine. I'm just going to discard the Spell Pierce. There's just not that many spells they could play that it could counter. Obviously, they might play a Planeswalker here or something, but most black cards are just cheap enough. Hostile Investigator. All right. Let's finish off Bristly Bill. And I think I actually discard Pest Infestation. They don't have much. I mean, I could blow up the Clue, but I think just Territorial Kavu is going to be pretty good. Let's play Territorial Kavu. Play Duelist of the Mind. Duelist of the Mind is not a good combo with Hostile Investigator, I'll have you know. I'm going to play my land, actually. And just because if you discard to Nathan's ability, it triggers the Investigator. But I feel like I'm in pretty good shape because I can force the Territorial Kavu trade. I'm still drawing extra cards off Dark Confidant. I played my land because I'm drawing extras off Confidant. I think it's worth it. Oh, Ranger class. Okay. That doesn't do too much here. Let's see. And if I draw a fetch or something for Savai Triumph, the Territorial Kavu gets up to a 5/5. I don't even think they're attacking. They have no cards in hand. All right. I mean, they have Ranger class that eventually will start doing something, but let's play the Savai Triumph. And I'm going to Chain Lightning the Hostile Investigator. Oh, I guess I actually should have duelisted. Well, I'm just not going to duelist here, because I want the Investigator to die first. And then I'm going to send, they have a Wolf token. They're at 20. It'll be a 3/3 when it attacks. I'm at 13. Yeah, I'll send the Bob. I mean, and the Duelist, of course. And exile, I think, the Hostile Investigator here. I'll offer the trade with Dark Confidant. They'll probably take it. I just kind of feel like I'm dealing enough damage, and the Territorial Kavu will help enough, or to Nathan, that, yeah, I should be fine. What was I drawing? Voidwalker? Yeah, pretty good. All right. Phantasmal Image. Pretty good against Hostile Investigator. They're black-green. It seems like Phantasmal Image would be pretty good. Spell Pierce looked, again, pretty bad. Don't know about Abrupt Decay. Walking Ballista. No, I think this looks like a pretty good configuration. All right. Game 3. I don't love this hand, but I think it's worth keeping. If I draw a blue card for Force, I could snipe something. Force into Wheel is a pretty nice combo. I'm going to lead on Savai Triumph. Oh, Phantom Interference is nice because it's a blue card for Force if I need it to be, but also I can just have a counter up on turn 2. Cycle Generous Scent, sure. And then trade cards and then cast a Wheel of Fortune can be nice, depending on how that goes. Hopefully they don't have too good of a play this turn. It'd be nice not to have to pitch to Force, though. I will probably force just about anything. Ranger class really, really testing my patience here. Yeah, I think I should force this still. All right, let's do it. I just feel like Ranger class is good enough that if I don't force it, and then the next turn they just pump it, and I don't get to use my counters, and I have a 3/3 I can't kill with the K command, so... Well, that card is kind of good too. Let's just get Zagoth Triumph. 4 cards in hand. It would be nice to draw a play this turn. Oh, there we go. All right, we can get a Raucous Theater with this. Let's just pass the turn. And then we're going to run the Bowmaster's Wheel plan and hopefully not get Fire Blasted this time. It would be actually very difficult for him to Fire Blast us from this position. So I think I'm safe for that. But yeah. Drawing Bowmasters was extremely good. Let's kind of hope they tap out for something here. Hostile Investigator's fine. Yeah, that's totally good. Let's just discard Bayou. Raucous Theater. And in response to all of it, Bowmasters you. All right, boom, boom. I mean, there's not much I even care about to draw, given that I'm about to wheel here. Let's wheel, leaving up. I don't have Spell Pierce anymore, so I think I'd do this. All right, so let's go kill that. Kill that. I'm just going to kill both their creatures, I think, is the plan here. That way, even if something bad happens, I still am fine. They get their Hostile Investigator clue. Now they have lots of clues and maps. And their things all die, and I attack for 9. And I even have a Chain Lightning up, but no real reason to fire it off. All right, they get to play their stuff, and if they can kill the Orc army, that's a start. I still have a Bowmasters out. This Treasure Cruise is actually on now. Look at all these lands in my graveyard. And I can play Smuggler's Copter, Duelist of the Mind. Ooh, what I should do is play these two, and the Duelist and the Copter, and then next turn I can use Treasure Cruise to have Nathan deliver lethal, especially in conjunction with Chain Lightning. Yeah, that's a lot of cards. And Smuggler's Copter also, so pretty good chance we can put things down here. All right, they've got Outland Liberator. Sure, it's at least a chump blocker. And Scavenging Ooze. And Arbor Elf. All right, that does not deal with my 8/8 Orc army. I mean, I could Deluge for 2, 1 damage short. Because if I Deluge for 2 and then attack for 8, it would be 6. They go to 4, and then I have Chain Lightning. I lose my Bowmasters too. What's the alternative? I could attack with the Orc. They probably block with like Outland Liberator or Arbor Elf. Then they have a big Ooze. Yeah, I actually kind of like Deluging for 2 then. All right, let's do that. Play a land. Play Duelist of the Mind. I think Nathan is going to be the one I want here, because I would like to threaten lethal in the air with Treasure Cruise. So I think that's a little better than Smuggler's Copter. Also, Smuggler's Copter dies to artifact removal, which Nathan doesn't. They both die to creature removal. But they didn't kill my Orc army, and they're cracking a clue here. Yeah, I don't think that they're going to win this game. I think it's becoming exceedingly difficult, and we'll take the 2-1. Okay, Graveyard Trespasser, eat the Orcish Bowmasters, I'm sure. And then that puts them to 5. They have 1 mana left. They're probably going to use it. Oh, they're just cracking that. All right. Now we can just win. I'm not even looking at what I exile here. Treasure Cruise. Noble. Attack with Duelist to the Mind. They can't snuff out to save themselves, because they would have to pay 4 life for that. And Nathan is going to deliver the final 5 damage here, bringing us to a nice 2-1 finish. We'll take a look at the deck, but I think it ended up in a pretty nice place. We did get Fire Blasted out. That is still really funny. But I think this is one of the strengths of drafting mana so aggressively. So we have Arid Mesa, Bloodstained Mire, Delta, Vista, Marsh Flats, with a Triome and a couple duels. A bunch of duels. So we got to play like Noble Hierarch, Dothy Voidwalker, Force of Negation, Pest Infestation, like Ragavan all in the same deck. And I think the mana pretty much worked. Didn't really feel like I was too constrained by it. And has a pile of powerful cards. I love this kind of archetype. We've got the Mana Dorks, Dark Confidant, Orcish Bowmasters, Mana Drain, like Dismember, Voidwalker, some big blue spells. I mean, honestly, this just looks like a Lurrus deck. I just didn't have the Lurrus. Actually, like I mentioned, I guess I think I probably mentioned it before, but this deck literally could just play Lurrus Companion without, like, that is the build I wanted to have. Though I guess if I had a Lurrus, I'd play Phantasmal Image and Walking Ballista. But still. Oh, I did leave out the Soul Cauldron Walking Ballista plan. In any case, that'll do it for today. This deck was pretty sweet. I'm going to do some Magic Online drafts. I'll probably try to do more on the server just because I just like playing against the top caliber of opponents, and sometimes that can happen in leagues. You can play against there's tons of skilled players in them. Sometimes you can play against people who just like scoop on turn 4 because they're not feeling it. People that do that in team drafts, they don't really have that opportunity. So that'll do it for today. I always appreciate you hanging out as I try to draft 5 color with all these different 1-drops. I guess we're really just 4 colors, no actual white cards, though I did side in Arwen round 1. And you know what? I'll be back tomorrow with another cube draft, and I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel and you won't miss a single draft.